You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Married to Medicine After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Married to Medicine After Show. Yeah.
You're leading.
Okay.
All right. Welcome to the Married to Medicine After Show. Which camera am I supposed to be looking at? Okay. Hi, guys. Welcome to another AfterBuzz TV After Show for Married to Medicine. This is Season 2, Episode 13. And the name of the episode
Courtroom
is...
to Catwalk. That's why we have Testify as the song this week, which I love the video. Super empowering woman. But we see that Mariah doesn't win the case, but which we will talk about later.
I'm your host, Michelle Renee, and
I'm English Cleveland.
And we are here tonight. We missed you guys last night because we were at the BET Awards. So we're
having
here now, though, and
fun.
we're about to really get into this episode and dissect it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the episode starts off with Quad picking up Toya, which they both look fabulous. Like on Testify on the video, she goes through the courtroom looking amazing. So they're getting in the car, going to court. And this is not the first time that we talked about this because we heard about it in News and Gossip. But Mariah filed a restraining order against Rico Chappelle because she feels that he attacked her or tried to attack her at Quad's fashion show.
Yeah.
And which I didn't see on camera, and I feel like we would have seen that on camera because that's something for them to show.
We saw it, a little bit of it.
He charged at her?
I can't remember exactly, but I do remember her people holding him back, and then his boyfriend ushering him out.
Right.
So,
but I didn't see. I saw them arguing and, of course, arms frailing and voices raised, but I didn't see him charge at her. That she's saying that she felt like her life was threatened. How can you feel that your life was threatened when you have a bodyguard?
I'm going to go ahead and say that she probably was over-exaggerating and she didn't feel as if she was threatened, but when you're trying to get someone locked away, you're going to be as dramatic as possible.
Right.
And really lie, I guess. Okay, I have a question about how a restraining order works. I've never had to file a restraining order on anyone yet. I was going to at one time, but that's a different story for another day. So when you file a restraining order against someone, I was under the assumption that when you file it, they have to stay away from you. But apparently that's not true. They only have to stay away from you if the judge determines that it's...
Well, they do file it and they send the person a notice that, and then you guys each have to come to court after a certain period.
Okay.
So if it's something, I think, abusive or something like that, they give it for an extended period. But each 30 days, you have to come to court and reevaluate the restraining order. That's what I've known that people have had.
Have you filed a restraining order against
No.
Okay.
I have not.
Yes, she has.
But
How does she know all those details?
Because, everybody has one crazy boyfriend or girlfriend, and they're always trying to one-up each other. I'm filing one, and you can file restraining orders against each other.
Yeah.
So I'm imagining she filed a restraining order after the show, and then now it's time for them to go in front of the judge and still see, Mariah, do you feel that your life is still threatened? Do you want to reinstate this restraining order, or do you want to drop it? Which she wanted to reinstate it, I guess, and the judge did not see in her favor. Which...
So, okay. So now he can go near her.
Yeah, now he doesn't usually.
Now there's no
they don't have to stay a certain Chris
Okay.
Brown Rihanna situation against each other. Yeah. So I mean,
Chris Brown last night at the BET Awards.
Amazing.
Love that. So
I
great.
was so happy. I was literally jumped up. I was like, that's not him. And I jumped. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, because when he came out of jail, he was looking
chunky.
rough. Yeah, but I guess he lost the weight. In like
No, he still looked a little. I think because he had baggy clothes on, we really couldn't tell. But I was so proud of him. He still could move. He still, was a crowd pleaser, and I kind of missed him. I feel like he deserved, to get beat in the head. But whatever.
We digress.
Right.
We digress. Anyway, sorry about that. But yeah. So what happens after the restraining order?
So after the restraining order, I guess they're walking out of the courthouse, and Quad, Rico, and Toya are like, "Oh, we were only in there for 10 minutes," and the judge could see right through her, and they said that they found it in his favor, and that he can go around Mariah or be in the same room or at the same events or whatever. And Mariah, supposedly, they didn't let the cameras in there, but she cried the whole time. I was just like, well, he's a man. What if he tries to do it again? Which is strange to me because she made a comment later on saying that the judge said to her, I feel for you. I'm sorry that this happened, but since it was only a one-time occurrence, we have to find it in his favor. I don't get what that means. How many times is it need for someone to charge at me or try to act like they're going to hit me?
To me, that makes sense. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she was pulling that out of her butt just to save face because everyone in that little makeup room kind of was calling her out, which is kind of embarrassing. But anyway, I get that though, because if someone's like stalking you or something and they like repeatedly are like harassing you, I would get that maybe the judge would side in your favor and be like, okay, well, this person was stalking you for a long time. Like they need to stay away from you. But if it was only one time, there was no actual physical contact, it's kind of all speculation.
Right.
And
he said, she said.
Are they even in the same locations?
And he brought 2 witnesses that were there.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like it would be weird for the judge to say, since it was just one occurrence, we can't. I feel like, what does that mean? If it's one occurrence, if he actually tried to attack me, then, one occurrence or not.
I just don't think it's tangible enough. I don't think there's I don't think there's a video of it. The 2 witnesses were there saying that he didn't. Like, if he had actually punched her, she had a black eye. She
of course, yeah.
had a police incident report or whatever it's called. She had to go to the hospital. Now that I can see, even if it was a one-time occurrence, I think the judge would be like, okay, this restraining order is still in effect because you're probably scared for your life. But like, there was no physical contact.
And to me, I feel like the judge would say, okay, well, who all was there? She would say, I had a bodyguard, I had my mom, I had a group of people. What is the job of a bodyguard? They're supposed to protect your body, right? There's no way in the world that tiny little Rico Chappelle could get to Mariah through that huge, big bodyguard. There's no way. So for her to say that she's threatened or she felt like that he was going to try to attack her, he never got that opportunity to get that close to her, except for when he tried to kiss her and she threw shade at him. So
she did.
I don't know. I just felt like, I think she wanted to make it the situation bigger than what it was.
Yeah. And I think I think the whole restraining order was just a way to, I don't know, like come for him.
Right.
A way to embarrass him, a way to make him rethink the nasty rumors he's been spreading in the streets. About Mariah. So dramatic.
Boom, boom, boom. Who said that about me? She's always like, who's talking about Mariah? Anyways, I know you guys all know I'm not a Mariah fan, and I'm not a Quad fan, so stop saying that I'm a Quad fan, too, because I'm not either of their fans, and I've been saying that since day one. I just think that Mariah's intentions are wrong, and I think that Quad is a liar, and she fabricates a lot. But both of them have equally their issues. I just think Mariah, since she always is demanding attention and demanding so much, is why it seems like I don't like her, but
it's like the lesser of 2 evils, I guess.
Right, exactly. So anyways.
Well, I like Mariah.
You like Mariah?
Yeah, I think.
You think you do? You're for sure?
Yeah, I think I like her this week.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You're just saying that. Anyways, so, okay, we already talked about all that. I'm like, wait. What am I reading? Okay, so Mariah gets to the whole situation.
Oh, wait. Can I say something?
What?
What were you about to say about Mariah?
I was going to talk about her in her Cinnamon Girl shoot.
Okay, before we move on, I will say that this is why I love Mariah. I wrote down this quote.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he was hyped up, amped up, or geeked up, but something was up. That was so good. Okay, but that happened during the Cinnamon Girl shoot, so I guess I should have saved
it's
that.
Okay. It's still funny.
That's a great segue into the
She has good funny lines too. Her
she does, and she does them though not all the time, like Miss Quad, honey.
Right. Wait. So our friends on YouTube are now using our word quament.
Quament.
Remember we said that last week. Remember I was like messing up and I was like Quad made a comment, but I said quament.
Okay.
So now people are saying so that's a hashtag coined word.
Yes. Hashtag coined, honey.
Okay. So.
And I mean coined as in. You come up with a term and it becomes your own, not coins like
money.
Change purse.
Right.
In case y'all didn't know that.
So the Cinnamon Girl shoot looks fun and it looks, you know, all the girls are in shape. It was very odd to see this reoccurring. Like we see Bravo just loves to keep all the same people around, which I think is weird.
Yeah, the girl you recognized. I don't know.
She was on Flavor of Love. She played, and then she played on Love and Hip Hop, or she was on.
She was dating Scrappy on Love and Hip Hop.
Right, she was dating. Right. And then now she's a model for Mariah's Cinnamon Girl line.
Is she a model? I thought she was a makeup artist.
No, she was in the shoe. You didn't see her?
Maybe I was talking to a different girl. I think we were talking about two different people. I think I was looking at someone else when you were.
Oh, yeah. Well, she was in the makeup room. She looked like she was working, but she was actually in the shoe.
She wasn't in a chair, though.
No, she was standing up. Exactly.
Okay, so we are speaking
really
about the same
weird.
girl.
I know. It was very contrived.
Oh, she was actually getting shot? I think I looked away during
she was
scene. I wasn't even, I didn't even pay attention to that.
Yeah, she was in the shoe. It's okay. Which was weird that they're talking, Lake, I guess, Mariah's sister, brings up the situation about all the girls, which I find it very repetitive that why every single time you're doing something good for yourself, which it would have been refreshing. We're seeing you doing something outside of arguing with the girls. You sit around with these women that don't know these other chicks, or if they do, we don't know this for sure.
Yeah.
But you're sitting around and talking about the situation again, and you're talking about the courtroom, and you're talking about the girls, and you're talking about Quad. For what?
I personally, and I probably said this before, I would be embarrassed if someone excluded me from something and didn't invite me. You know, it's probably going to bruise my ego a little bit, so I wouldn't necessarily bring it up. I'm going to try to make sure as little people as possible find out about the fact that I got ditched.
Right.
So that's strange to me, but I mean, it's.
And like the girl,
I wouldn't doubt that maybe production puts them up to like, okay, we'll bring up the Quad thing now.
Right. And like the girl said, the other girls, like the streets are talking. So obviously other people have formed their own opinion about it and other people have felt a certain way. So that leads me to think, is this like, I don't know, like we said, it's very like a setup. Like they're like, stand here, talk about this. But then.
And cue.
But then we find out that the streets are talking and they're saying that Rico Chappelle is on drugs. So do you think Rico's on drugs?
You know, that's a loaded statement for me to make and say that he is on drugs, so I don't even want to go there.
Right.
I have no information to base a judgment off of. I mean, I think a lot of people use drugs recreationally. Maybe marijuana, but I don't think marijuana makes you act crazy, right?
Right, I know. I've never
So they were
heard
saying
of
he was
that.
on Molly, I guess. Molly makes you affectionate and loving, right? They say. Just for the record, I do not do drugs because I know this conversation is making it sound like I do. But yeah, so that doesn't really fit the theory either because if he was on Molly, he would want to hug her.
And he already tried to.
Maybe he was on Molly.
And
he
she
tried
pushed
to hug
him
her.
away.
Yeah. So what is it? Acid?
Oh my gosh, do people?
I don't know.
Where do people
still
do this?
acid?
I don't know.
I don't know. Do people do? Is ecstasy and Molly the same thing?
I don't know.
We don't know, but I don't have enough information to say if he is or is not on drugs. But
The only thing I don't know Rico, but the only thing that I have seen is he's
crack.
He's
heroin.
Shut up. Is that why he's so skinny? Maybe. But every time I've seen Rico, he's been pretty consistent behavior. I haven't seen him act out of character, except for out there. He did get hype.
Yeah.
But he's saying, in his defense, it escalated because they were there for so long, and the producer's like, stay, she's on her way, and they waited for like over 2 hours, and so that's probably why it looked like he went
was
from
like coming down.
0 to 1,000. Right, there you go.
Well, I don't know. I just think in general the scene in the dressing room was very messy, and we see this a lot. There'll be something that's work related. This is something for Cinnamon Girl, something that you are obviously advertising and plugging on this television show because you want to get it out there for the world. You want your product to be successful so you can get all these coins. Okay, that to me, I mean, maybe everybody in the room knew each other, and it is Atlanta. You know, generally speaking, I think people know each other in that city, and you know, people talk and everything. So maybe everyone was already familiar with the situation. But I just don't necessarily think it's the time or the place to be gossiping and to, like, aren't you there to work? Get your makeup done, go downstairs, take the pictures, and keep it moving. This is a professional shoot for your brand. Why are you talking about, like, shouldn't you be looking, I don't know, through a catalog or something to see how to set it up, or
praying that this would be like a positive, praying for positivity.
Yeah. So many other things they could have done in that room that would have been productive. But again, I'm pretty sure the producers put them up to discussing that whole Rico Chappelle thing.
Right, which is annoying. Again, like, why are we talking about old stuff every single week? It just seems like we keep talking about either STK or Quad's fashion show.
Yeah.
But
well, that's why I think there's a new drama brewing, which we'll get to later. Because I think they know that they've beat this horse to death. There's nowhere else that this feud can go. Either they're going to be friends and they'll make up, or they're not going to be friends anymore. Okay.
That's
it's that simple.
Right. Like, leave it alone.
Yeah.
So let's get to two things that are more lighter. One, let's discuss.
Speaking of lighter.
Lighter, yes.
If you want to be lighter.
If you want to be lighter and skinnier, get the Every Girl's Guide to Diet and Fitness. It is by our producer here and owner, CEO of AfterBuzz TV, which is so fabulous, Maria Menounos, which is also really fabulous. And she has her second book that is on Amazon and at any bookstore, and she just finished her book tour. So go out, purchase this book. It's really good priced, and it has a lot of great stuff in it that can help you lose weight for the summer and look your summertime fine.
Yeah.
Yes. And then on another lighter note, back to the show, we get to see Dr. Jackie with her stepdaughter.
Who no one knew existed.
Right. Which was kind of weird. I know you feel a certain way about it.
You know, I just don't like that they played this trick on us. Okay, you're sitting here. Okay, I get it. I don't want to be judgmental. I don't have any kids. I don't have any stepkids. So I get that she probably wanted her own baby.
Right.
But in all of this discussion, episode upon episode upon episode of, like, you discussing wanting to have a child, you never mentioned your stepdaughter?
And do you think that Curtis feels like, I already have a kid and she's grown? I'm about to start this all over again. Are you kidding me? No, thank you.
Well, I mean, I think last week I had mentioned that I think it's a little bit unfair of Curtis to kind of, like, dismiss her feelings and say, I mean, he didn't necessarily dismiss them, but he said, you know, I'll help you get through it. And I did mention, like, okay, that's unfair of him because obviously, like, she wants a kid. So, like, she's not going to get over it that easy. And now that I know he has a daughter, I feel even more strongly about that because obviously he's like, okay, well, I already had a kid. So. And that
relationship didn't work out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I wonder what that was, you know.
Well, Jackie did say she raised her from when she was like 7 years old. So, I mean, she knows all of the responsibilities of being a parent. Like, she knows kids get sick. So that whole, like, fake, like, baby situation is really dramatic because she knows kids are hungry, kids get sick, kids are annoying, kids are whiny, kids are lovable. She knows all the joys and the unjoyful experiences of having a kid. So why are they like, take this baby around, now do this and do this? Oh, I forgot the baby's in the car. Would you forget a 7-year-old's in the car? No, like, and you know what I mean? Like, it's just weird. It's just really weird to me. It's like all this time, after 2 seasons of you wanting a baby, then this stepdaughter pops up. Like, okay.
Yeah, like, where does she come from?
Which was really sweet.
It was sweet. I wanted to cry.
Sweet.
I'm not going to lie.
It was really touching because kind of put things in retrospect for Jackie. Like, don't forget I'm here, and I hope that you're enjoying me, you know, as your child, because I've considered you like my mother, and you've done a great job.
Yeah.
So it's not like she hasn't raised anyone's kids.
I mean, I think it was a way of them to try to put, like, some closure to the situation. Last week, it seemed like that was, like, the moment of closure, like, Curtis being like, we ain't having a kid. Boom. Shut it down. But I think this, like, is, like, the cherry on top of, like, okay, Jackie, we're going to have your stepdaughter come in, and she's going to give this whole, like, monologue about how much she loves you, and you just can't even mention the fact that you want a kid ever again after this episode because the viewers have, like... seen. Yeah, so, I mean, it was sweet. And like I said, I wanted to get emotional, and, yeah, good for her.
Yeah, it was really cute. And I saw a lot of people on Twitter tweeting last night saying that they were super happy with her stepdaughter and the love that was shown. And people were, like, sharing their stories of how, you know, their experiences with having a stepchild. Yeah. So it was really nice.
I will say that Dr. Jackie, for last season... she was giving me nothing.
Boring, yeah.
Yeah, giving me boring clothes, attitude, everything. And I think she's definitely become, like, one of my favorites, you know, this season. She's super, with all the things she's gone through, the cancer, the wanting a child and not being able to have one, the stepdaughter. I just feel like there's so many things that...
obstacles.
And so much that various viewers can, like... relate to her on. So I think she's become a very relatable character, and, like, I wouldn't be surprised if there's, like, tons of people out there that are, like, really big fans of hers.
Yeah, a lot of people like her.
Yeah.
And she's not as reserved on Twitter that she is on this show.
Yeah. So and she's not a bitch, too, which makes, excuse my language, but which is good because the other women are so catty and bitchy, and she doesn't really
get into it.
Yeah, she doesn't really get into it.
Like, I love Jackie. Like, even at the cabin when they were doing the whole, like, voting situation, she just stays quiet.
Yeah.
She never says anything. She actually never says anything about Mariah. Have you heard her?
Does she like Mariah?
I think she feels like everyone feels there's always drama with her around, but she's never voiced, I don't like Mariah.
Okay.
Which is good. I mean, you stay neutral, you stay out of it, and really you don't really get camera time except for talking about having a kid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's milked it in her favor, this whole kid situation, because she has gotten camera time. She's gotten tons of... I mean, I would say she's gotten more camera time than Mariah.
Yeah, she recently has, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Mariah is having this big, huge extravaganza, which they all love to do, for her Cinnamon Girl line, which the shoot looked really cute and looked super fun and whatever. But now she's wanting to hand deliver these invites to Simone, Heavenly, and Jackie to ask them to come to the party. And she mentions that she will text Quad and ask her to come. What do you feel about that? What do you think that she's actually going to text her, or do you like? How do you feel about this whole hand delivering and also texting Quad?
Those hand delivered invitations took me back circa 2005, my Super Sweet 16.
Right.
Yeah, is that even? Yeah. Like knocking on the door, like, we have to go deliver the invitations today.
Right.
Y'all know that show. So that I thought was a little bit, you know, it was different. I thought it was cute, though, and I thought it was a good way for her to, like, be face-to-face with these ladies, especially since there was kind of, like, some weird feelings there because they didn't invite her to the camping trip. So I think that was a good PR move on her part. The second good PR move is to invite Quad. I said a few episodes ago, I think she should invite Quad, because then when it comes back to, oh, well, Mariah did this, or Mariah hates me, or whatever, it's like, no, I invited you to my event. You just didn't come.
The ball's in your court.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know how I feel about a text. Maybe a phone call would be a little bit more personal, but also a text is a lot easier. You don't have to, you can really manipulate those words. You can read the text 100 times.
Yes,
you can have a friend. Yeah, you can have a friend read it for you.
Should I send an emoji?
Exactly.
Copy and paste, send it to people. Is this okay?
Yeah.
To your publicist. And what do I need? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
But when you get that phone conversation going, if somebody says something and catches you off guard, well, I didn't have a response for that, and then, so.
And then you start crying, going off, and you were a bad friend, and here we go again. So when she hand-delivered it to Simone, it was kind of, she answered the door. She's like, girl, did you vote me? And Simone said, yeah, I actually voted for you not to come. Isn't that funny?
I mean, I like Simone. I love that she just keeps it real. And
do you think she actually keeps it real, though?
yeah.
Because a lot of this
doesn't
drama, I feel like that's now kind of circulating is because Simone is wishy-washy. And I feel like, you know, with all the girls sitting there, Simone wants to be like, hey, okay, she wants to be the ringleader. And she wants to be like, okay, so you guys don't want Mariah to come. Okay, we're all voting. Mariah's not coming. She can't come to our house events, blah, 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 blah. And then if Mariah didn't make you feel that way, then there's no way for you to lead that situation. And I know she did mention that Cecil was overlooking your boo. And he was like, hey, you know, I'm watching you. You're being a ringleader. And Mariah's never done anything to you. So why are you voting for her not to be in this group anymore?
Yeah.
And I felt like, girl, make up your mind. If she's never done anything to you, a group of women are not going to be able to change your mind to think, someone that's never done anything to me, I'm going to cast out. For what reason? And then it's like she, you know, one instance she wants to say, oh, I love. And I saw on last night on Twitter, she was like, I will always love Mariah. And then the other hand, you want to say she does cause drama and you don't think she should come around. And then the other hand, you want to tell Quad she is holding you hostage. Oh, girl, do your own thing.
Well, she can still keep it real and be fake. No? I guess that doesn't make sense.
There's no, I just think it's like she keeps bouncing back and forth. And that happens a lot with Simone. Like, she forgets things that she says. Like, her and Toya got into it. Oh, I didn't know I said that. I forgot I said that. It's like she just, I don't know. I don't know how her memory is or if she has, like, some kind of...
She has a lot going on at work.
Yeah, but then focus on that, girl. Don't try to be no ringleader of no drama. Because if you can't have all of it together and knowing exactly what you're gonna do, then what army are you leading?
Yeah, I mean, she is my favorite character. So I'm not gonna criticize her too much.
You love her more than Mariah?
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, she's my favorite character.
Okay.
I think I relate most with Dr. Simone. But
so
anyway, no,
are you wishy-washy? No, I'm just asking.
Tried it. No, I'm not.
Okay.
If I don't like you, I just don't like you. If I like you, I'll ride for you. Okay. But I mean,
am I more like Dr. Heavenly? I'm completely joking. You better not say
You're like Dr. Heavenly's daughter, actually.
No,
but
no. I'm gonna throw this at you.
But no, I like her personality, and I like.
I think you just want to. I think you imagine your Dr. Simone so you can sleep in the bed next to Cecil.
That's probably why I like her. It's like I'm just trying to voyeuristically be there with her husband. But no, yeah, I like her personality. I think she's funny. I think she's quirky. Witty. I will agree that she's doing a few things that are messy this season, and it's kind of coming out of left field. But I do love Cecil even more now because not only did he check her, but he didn't say anything
in front of
the other ladies. I love that because I hate when these husbands get involved in the drama. A man does not need to get involved in a woman's catty drama. That's just... So
and that's right. Like, I had a conversation with my boyfriend. We went to New Orleans like we always do, and I got into, like, we were at a concert. We were standing for like 3 hours waiting for Erykah Badu, and this girl comes standing in front of me, and she's super tall, and I'm like, you know, we got not into like a super verbal argument, but it was just
she
like,
got a restraining order against you?
No, I was like, move, basically. She's like, I'm not moving nowhere, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, girl, you're killing my vibe. So I start raising my voice a little bit higher than I was, and my boyfriend snatches me, and he's like, you don't need to be. And I'm like, first of all, I feel like if someone is wrong, and especially you're their significant other, you're supposed to ride and die for them. And then at the end, when you get home or you get in close quarters and you're able to have a conversation with them, you say, I don't think that was right. I wasn't getting violent and physical with her. I can see if I was, then you're going to separate it. You know what I mean? But it didn't escalate to that. So that just kind of reminded me of that situation. And it was very admirable of him to be able to be like, you know what? I don't like the way that you were acting in there. It wasn't appropriate.
I love him so much.
That's your boo.
God, please send me a husband like Cecil.
Yes. Hopefully hopefully he's just as good as he seems on camera.
If you could, whose husband, not like that, if you could have whose husband, but like,
I don't like anybody's husband on reality
Not like
TV.
them like that, but I'm saying like, I mean, you have a boyfriend that you're probably gonna marry.
You know who I would really enjoy, and not looks wise. Not saying that he's horribly looking, but I'm not attracted to him. Vince.
Whose husband is
Vince? Tamar.
Okay.
Have you watched her show?
I haven't, so maybe that's why. Because all I'm going off of is physical.
Right, and I'm saying not physical. Not that I'm throwing shade. It's just not my type of boo. But I feel like he's a businessman. He knows that he's his wife's manager, and he has her best interests as being a husband. And it's kind of nice to see. I know you don't mix business with pleasure, but they're actually doing it and it's working. So I like that. So maybe that's the only husband that I can think of right now that I'm like, he's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I like Cecil.
Well, you can have Cecil, and I'll have Vince.
Can I?
Right.
Okay. Well.
Okay, so
these are all jokes, people. I'm not a homewrecker, okay?
Right. Don't take it literal, because you guys take a lot of stuff literal. Anyways, so Mariah goes to Dr. Heavenly's house, and she's another person. I just feel like now everyone's backtracking all their statements. She had all this stuff. She had people come to her house and sit down and talk about Mariah and say this and say that. But now when Mariah hand delivers the invitation, she's like, oh, you're so cute. Oh, I missed you. Oh, I love you. Da, 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 da. And then she wants to say, well, you know what? I think Mariah deserves another chance. After all the saying for 2 whole weeks or 3 whole weeks of us watching you hate on Mariah, you can't stand her, you don't want her around, she can't come to anything, blah, 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 blah. You didn't invite her to your dinner party. And then now you feel like Mariah deserves another chance. You call up Simone and you're like, oh, she's so cute. Isn't she just so cute? It just feels like...
So you hold grudges?
I'm not holding any grudge, but I just feel like it's so fake. It's like... Of course, if someone comes to your door, you're not going to just slam it. You don't really hate them that much. But pick and choose what you believe in. Is Mariah really a bad person like you said she is? Because if someone shows you who they are, you believe it, right?
I believed it. I know that Dr. Heavenly is insane and like she's just always
cuckoo
going off about something. But what she said to me made sense. Okay. She said, Mariah, I loved Mariah at one point, or Mariah used to be a good friend to me or something. So I'll give her another chance. And I think that's something realistic. Like we get into not physical altercations, but we get into verbal altercations with a friend or we disagree about something. Yeah, if it's someone that you really enjoy and you really like having them around, then yeah, you maybe reconsider and give them another chance. So, I mean,
after
that to me
you've
is
publicized on television how horrible this person is and you're never going to be their friend, like, I feel like it went too far to come back.
Yeah.
Okay. That's how I feel like.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, if she's trying to give her another chance and she feels in her heart that she actually now is a good person, then be her friend, And
I think they were mad because they felt that she didn't, and that's why we were talking about earlier, her hand delivering them. That's why I said it was a good PR move, because I felt that they didn't think she was humbling herself enough. Instead of addressing the situation and kind of like trying to win them over, she just was like, whatever, like, fine then. If y'all don't want to be my friends, then I'm going to do me, y'all do you. I'll have my own camping trip.
Right.
Which, I mean, I've said several times that I agree with her, because if you're voting me out of stuff and being rude to me, I'm not going to try to kiss your butt. But some people will. So I think that they see this as like a move of her being like finally...
opening up.
Yeah, finally kind of like realizing that she needs to try to win them back and get them on her side.
Right.
And so I think
they've never seen
they're
her
buying into her, like...
They've never seen her in that light. So they're like, wow.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
she's finally coming around.
Yeah, she's cute. You know?
She's cute. Look, she wants me to come to her party. Oh,
we're going to go and we're going to have a good time.
Yeah. Oh.
Right. Which
bless your little heart.
No, you're right. It is definitely like that. Which, I mean... Like you said, it's a nice gesture. You extend yourself. You're going outside the box. You're showing that you do have a different level to yourself, which is humbleness. And you're not having like a freaking court jester delivering the invitations. You're actually doing it yourself. So it was cute. It was cute.
Hear ye, hear ye.
Right. You are now. So before we get into the drama in the fashion show, we can just discuss a little bit about Toya having no budget on her rent-to-own house.
Child, bravo.
Talk about wishy-washy. That's what I'm saying. Everyone is so like, 1 week I'm broke. The next week I have no budget. The sky's the limit. Black card status.
Bravo shaded her.
Shaded.
On that lower third.
Shaded.
To quote, what did they say?
They
Toya's
said,
new own to rent home.
Mm-hmm. No,
Wow.
rent to own.
Own to rent.
Right.
Toya's new rent to own home. Shade.
Shade. Not Toya's house, like everyone's house. Dr. Simone's house, Dr. Heavenly's house.
Toya's new, like.
Toya's new, brand new home. No.
And they had rent to own in quotes.
Right. And it went all across. They had to squeeze that bad boy to fit the screen. They were like, we are going to put this on here. Real shade. Which
Mariah's executive producer, so do you think she had anything to do with that?
She might have.
Oh.
She probably was sitting in the editing room, was like, hold up, put this.
Add this. Mm-hmm. Toya's new home. Add rent to own.
Shade. I like it. But it was beautiful rent to own home.
It was
It's
nice.
very Atlanta-esque, like all the houses I feel like all have that
Like
same
a
kind of
similar,
look, which is refreshing because we don't have houses out here that look like that. Our houses are very like old, modern, or not modern, either super modern or really 1920s like my place.
And they're not that big unless you're freaking rich because
Or you live in the
property-
valley.
Yeah, it's expensive out here.
Right.
For what you can get out here, for what you can get in Atlanta, like
We will be, I
yeah,
would be
you get,
balling.
like acres upon acres.
Right, because my rent is super high, which is due tomorrow anyways.
I know that's right, girl.
Anyways, never ending story. But her house is phenomenally gorgeous. It has a lot of space and rooms, and a lot of money has to go into it to fill it up. Which she's saying that, what's his name? Her husband, Eugene's never put her on a budget. And that she is going to furnish her whole entire home. And it makes it feel like losing $50,000 is a little bit easier.
Eye roll.
Hard eye roll, girl.
I know that he gave this whole "my money is her money" speech, but I think that she obviously does not work for her money. If you
Right.
work for your money, you're not going to like losing $50,000. If you work hard for your money, you're not going to like losing $50.
Hello?
Losing 50 cents.
Hello?
Money, so I think for her to say that, it's very like
Stupid. Like, why in the world would you even say that on national TV? Like, humble. It's like, who are you guys? You're from like the, you know, a bad area, bad neighborhood. You weren't raised this way. And now all of a sudden you have no budget. And even your parents, they're looking at you, you know, when we saw them, they were like looking at her like, what, are you guys okay? And then the whole scene of the lawyer was like, well, you guys, if you guys put 10,000 extra more dollars, and she's like, well, we have no more money. But now
you have this house that you're
which
doing
he's
up.
saying is out of their budget. He said it's a little bit more than what he thought it was going to be.
I don't know what she does in that bedroom, but she is wearing the pants in that relationship.
Well, their steam shower. That's what they said. Their steam shower is getting it popping.
That's how she like convinced him. Like, look at the steam shower, and you know what I'm gonna do to you in here.
And he's like, okay.
Yeah.
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 He's like, the only thing I want is the fire grill in the back.
What I will say about Toya, two things. I think number one, that she's fronting and that they don't have as much as she says they are. Number two, when she says stuff like that, I don't find it as like bragging or like ostentatious. I find her to be dumb.
Yeah.
So,
but,
you know, like some people, when they like brag about stuff like that, it's kind of like she's like boastful. But when she brags about stuff, I'm just like, oh, she's an idiot.
Yeah. But then I kind of feel like Toya isn't as dumb as she makes herself to look. I don't know.
So
Sometimes
she's putting a front on?
I think she is. I think at times, because when she really wants something or she really wants to talk about something, she speaks very well and she goes for it. And just like how she got into the argument with Simone, she did not back down. But then at times I feel like then she acts super stupid. It's like, oh, losing $50,000. Anybody in their right mind would not say that on national TV. I wouldn't even say that, girl, if we were sitting in Starbucks. I feel a little bit better now that I lost $50,000 with me and my
I'm never
boo.
going to say that.
Ever. Not even.
I would still be trying to get that earnest money back. To the death of me. I'm going to try to get that $50,000
Think
back.
of it as if you're a millionaire. A millionaire still wouldn't want to lose $50,000.
No.
Nobody.
No, that's what I'm saying. Nobody
No
wants
one.
to lose $50,000.
And I did see that Dr. Jackie did tweet last night. I don't think if I ever lost $50,000, it would ever be easy for me. So Toya, don't watch what you say in your confessionals, girl. She needs to. So, her house is nice. Yay, yay, yay. And what? Oh, okay. So let's get to the fashion show.
The fashion show.
Which is the biggest fashion show in Atlanta. There's a spring collection. There's a fall collection. There's a summer collection. There's a winter. It has every season there. And it looks beautiful.
The stuff is good.
Her quality of her clothes look very nice. The show production actually looks like a lot of money, like a wedding. A lot of money went into it. A lot of thought, which we see again. Dwight. Another Bravo. Like, what are they? Like Bravo Z-listers? Like, they just call them in like, hey, we need you to fill
Extras. We need you to do some extra work today.
Yeah,
can you come over?
Right. We need you on Candy's wedding, and now we need you on Married to Medicine, and then you're going to go do, I don't know,
Why
New Jersey
was he coming
Housewives.
so hard for Mariah? He was...
Mind you, it seemed like him and Mariah would be friends.
Yeah.
He likes over-the-top fabulous. I don't know. Maybe she didn't hire him.
Or...
I felt like that, too. Maybe she didn't hire him.
Because that came out of nowhere for me. I was like, ooh, I wrote that down. Like, why is Dwight coming so hard for Mariah?
Hard.
Like mean.
Yeah.
Nasty.
So, well, he came for all the other... He was like, we have dignitaries coming and councilmen and this, and then the bitches are coming. And then it was like, what? And he's like, yeah, you're friends. Quote, quote.
Yeah, what is... He needs to...
And then he's like, what's that girl's
Dwight.
name with the peacock girl? Well, she's not a peacock. She's a chicken. And she ain't a friend of yours. And Lisa Nicole's like, well, she's not invited.
Yeah, I think that was very mean of Lisa Nicole not to invite her. Listen, when it comes to business, if I'm selling... I don't care if I have a lemonade stand set up. If I don't like you and you drive by, oh, did you want a glass of lemonade? You're increasing my revenue. She's having this fashion show. She knows that Mariah is fashionable, has money. Why would you not invite her to a fashion show? That's a potential client. She's going to bring a friend. That's a potential client. Like,
well,
this is your money.
I kind of can understand why. Is because she...
Quad was going to be there.
No, that one. Two, they all made a pact saying that they weren't going to invite her. So they all have this, like, thing. And she was only having buyers come. That's what she said. It was only for mainly... The show was mainly for buyers like Kohl's and like Macy's, large department stores. She already has it, she says, in 25 boutiques around the world. So, I mean, if Mariah really wanted to wear something, Lisa Nicole, she can go and find it in any store. This was really for the buyers to see her.
She ain't going to buy it now?
Now she's
invite me
not.
to the fashion show? I'm not buying anything.
Now she's not, which... I mean, oh well. Mariah probably does not need any more clothes.
I mean, I just think it was mean.
Yeah, it was mean.
And I thought Lisa Nicole was nice and like above the drama, but somehow she's gotten...
But I feel like she's like, I don't want to... Maybe she doesn't want to stir the pot with Quad. Like, why would I invite her if I'm more friends with Quad?
If I'm more friends with Quad. All I think that needs to happen is she sends a text, email, whatever. Hey, Mariah, you know, I'm having a fashion show. I did want to extend the olive branch and invite you.
Right.
I know you and Quad have some issues. This is a really big event for me. I'd love it if you were there, but just keep in mind she will be there, whatever. Give her, I mean, and I know that's easier said than done because then they get there and who knows what will pop off. But, I mean, I just think invite everyone.
Right.
And
I
if she
think
doesn't
maybe
want to come,
after they made this whole pack, Mean Girls pack, that she's probably like...
I think the pack was stupid.
Stupid,
just
very
so stupid and
immature.
like juvenile.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
What is this, middle school?
Very immature.
Although I did that in high school. So what is this, high school?
Right. I know, I did that too. Mean Girl. Totally Mean Girl.
It was
Mean
Mean
Girl.
Girl.
I was like the lead broadcaster in high school too, so I was just like super shady on the air, which is bad. But anyways, so I'm reinvented
Shady
myself.
boots.
No, I'm nicer now.
So she's like Quad.
Who?
You.
I was Quad? No.
To determine which character you are, Shady Boots.
No, shut up. So anyways, we only have a few more minutes of our after show, but let's discuss. Do you have any predictions or anything?
Yes.
What's your prediction?
Now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Okay, my prediction, which I mentioned a little bit earlier, is that they're going to, that we've gotten over the whole, not gotten over, but the Quad and Mariah drama, the storyline is pretty much finished. And now the new beef is going to be between Quad and Simone.
Yes.
And is that what your news and gossip is about? Reunion show
No,
drama?
no. I don't have any news and gossip. Do you?
They got into a fight. Someone
Did
told me.
they?
Someone got into a fight at the reunion. That's my news and gossip. I don't want to say who because I'm not exactly sure who it was.
Okay, that's good.
Someone got into a
That's
physical
some good.
altercation,
I mean,
they
not
said.
the fight is good, but
Off the camera though.
Oh, really?
Like at the reunion taping, but not on camera.
Wow. Maybe Rico. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows?
It was one of the ladies. It was two of the ladies, but I don't know which ones it was.
Wow, that's crazy. I don't have any predictions except for I feel like, yes, I do feel like Quad and Simone are now going to have issues because we did see Quad and Simone talking, and she just kind of felt like, you know, I'm tired of you holding me hostage.
Do you think Quad is holding her hostage?
No, because she's a grown woman. She can do whatever she wants. And she's
But do you think Quad is putting pressure on her? You think Quad is putting pressure on her? Because I do.
I think you want to be everyone's friend. Yes, you don't have anything against Quad, you don't have anything against Mariah, but it's kind of hard when everyone kind of doesn't like Mariah. And so but then I don't understand. It's like, don't be a ringleader and make all these statements that no one else is making and say, let's all stay away from Mariah. And then all of a sudden now you want to say to someone, I feel like you're holding me hostage.
Yeah, maybe she's holding herself hostage. But I just think with her being like, well, I'm not going to go if she's there. Okay, she didn't outright say it, but that's putting pressure on them because then they have to make a decision. Like, I mean, I think she's putting a little bit of pressure on her.
But then she did make a decision. So now I feel like you're on my side. You're my friend. You made all these statements, and then now you're coming up to me saying, you feel. Like, who are you? You're going back and forth. I can't catch up. Okay. I can't keep up. I don't know.
Right.
But anyways.
Well, he was just coming for Simone on
No,
this after show.
No, I like Simone.
Girl.
I really do enjoy her. I think that she's really funny and she's really, like, personable. And it's nice because she's a doctor, but she's not serious. You know? So it's nice to see, like, inside of a woman doctor's life, and she's fun. But whatever. Anyways, so next week is the season finale, and it's going to be some drama.
Yeah, and we will not be here next Sunday, so we'll keep you updated on when we're going to do our after
It's
show.
too many holidays, y'all.
Too many holidays.
Too
4th
much
of
stuff to do.
July.
I'm going to be at Essence, so if you guys are going to be there, hit me up on my new Twitter and Instagram, which I will let you guys know as we're closing out the show. It has been a fabulous after show again. Thank you guys for joining us as usual and giving us so many viewers. I saw we have like 25,000 people that watch our show at times. So thank you. You guys, it's been great. As always, it's English Cleveland. You can find me on Instagram. I made a new one, English Speaks. And also my Twitter is English Speaks. Let me know if you're going to be at Essence. Love you. Bye.
I'm going to be in Miami, so if you're going to be there, let me know on Twitter or Instagram at Michelle Renee TV. Have a great 4th of July, and we'll see you next time.
We're just little travelers.
We are.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.